Well, it's been a minute, as they say, since we spoke to eCapitol News Director Shawn Ashley about what's been happening at 23rd and Lincoln. And due to the pandemic, even longer since Shawn was able to join us here in studio. Shawn, there were several hearings on education this week at the state capitol. What were the lawmakers trying to find out?
Well, when they looked at education, they looked at a number of things. For example, the teacher shortage, which seems to be a problem not only in Oklahoma, but nationwide. They also discussed how to deal with students who are pregnant in school, not just in college, but also career tech and in public schools. And probably one of the more interesting discussions was about school data and school assessments. What we saw there was that Oklahoma Education Association President Catherine Bishop expressed some concerns about the current A to F system, saying it may not properly reflect what's going on in schools. Members of the House Common Education Committee pushed back against that idea, saying it was an effective tool.
Shawn, it appears the economy is doing well in Oklahoma. General revenue up more than expected in September. By how much?
Yeah, we saw collections come in more than $100 million more than they were in 2020, as well as $100 million more than the estimate for the month. When you look at the first quarter of the fiscal year, the first 3 months, what we have seen are that collections have exceeded the prior year quite well, and they're about on par with the estimate to date. Probably one of the biggest factors having to do with that is the gross production tax on natural gas, which in years past has lagged. Now, because of recent prices being as high as they have been, they're exceeding both the prior year and expectations.
A legislative study has revealed that some Oklahoma communities are missing out on economic opportunities because their infrastructure is poor. What's the situation?
Representative Kevin McDougal, a Republican from Tulsa, requested this study, and his question basically was, why are we losing out on some economic development opportunities? Why aren't some businesses picking the state of Oklahoma? And Jennifer Springer with the Department of Commerce explained that in some cases, these various communities have the land where factories and businesses could locate, but they lack that infrastructure. They lack adequate electrical supply, adequate water and sewer, adequate natural gas supply, and sometimes fiber and broadband in order for those businesses to choose those areas. Near the conclusion of that meeting, several members seemed to come to an agreement on continuing to work on that issue and possibly put together a proposal that lawmakers could consider in the spring on how they might fund some of those improvements.
Finally, Shawn, 2 marijuana state questions could be on the ballot next year. What are they seeking to change?
State Question 817 would legalize recreational marijuana in the state of Oklahoma. It would leave in place the business licensing aspect that we're familiar with now, from grower to dispensary. State Question 818 would replace the current Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority with a new standalone, self-supporting oversight entity.
Shawn, I got to tell you, it's kind of nice to see you back in person after all this time.
It's great to be back. Thank you very much.